Last week, we began a series of shiurim entitled The Three Ahavos, the Three Loves of Every Jew. The previous week, we spoke about Ahavas Hashem, the love of the Rabbi Shloim. This week, we're going to speak about Ahavas HaTorah, the love of Torah. Those are the second of the three loves of the three Ahavos, the first being Ahavas Hashem, the second being Ahavas HaTorah, and the third being Ahavas Yisrael. And we mentioned that when it says in the Pasuk, V'yohavtos Hashem Elokecha b'chol levavcha, b'chol nafshecha, b'chol me'odecha, b'chol levavcha is Ahavas Hashem. Ahavas Hashem through tefillah, through connecting to the Rabbi Shloim, through dveikus, attachment to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ahavas HaTorah could be merumiz in the words b'chol nafshecha, with all your soul. What is the soul? What is the nefesh Yehudi, the soul of a Yid? The Israeli national anthem speaks about nefesh Yehudi haimiyah, that the soul of the Jew longs, it desires. That stanza, they got it right, it's true, that the soul of a Yid longs, but not everybody knows what it longs for. We must identify and understand the nefesh, the soul, what it is and what it really longs for. And they'll understand that taka, the nefesh Yehudi is haimiyah. We find at the end of the davening of Shachris Shabbos, we have a beautiful pizmain, anim zmirais v'shirim ereg, ki elecho nafshi sareg, anim zmirais, well known. The second stanza of that pizmain is nafshi chamda b'tzel yodecha, Lodas kol roz seidecha. My nefesh chamda, it desires, it longs. What does it long for? What is it longing for? What does it desire? B'tzel yadecha, to be under the hand of the Rabbi Shloim, Lodas, to know and to learn kol roz seidecha, the secrets of the Torah. The pizmain so beautifully, eloquently identifies the nefesh Yehudi. It's haimiyah. Yes, it longs, it desires. But what does it desire for? Lodas kol roz seidecha, to know the depth, the secrets of Torah. What is this chemda? What is this longing? What is this desire? What is the nefesh searching? What is the inner part of the nefesh longing for? We all know that there's an inyan of Torah lishma. The Mishnah tells us in Avos, Kol aloymei Torah lishma. Torah must be learnt lishma for the sake of. The sake of what? Lishma, the sake of what? The Nefesh HaChaim, Chaim Volozhiner already teaches us in Nefesh HaChaim that it's for the sake of itself, Lishma, of itself, Torah l'shem Torah. Torah must be learnt, Torah must be the foundation of every Yid to learn Torah, Lishma, for itself, for Torah. Interestingly, the Nefesh HaChaim, in his Pirish in Avos, which is called Ruach Chaim, actually adds one word to this. And he says, Kala oisik b'Torah lishma. What is inyan halishma? Not just specifically Torah lishma l'shem Torah, but he adds ikra l'shem ahavas haTorah. Ahava. the love of Torah. Torah Lishma is the ideal. And people over the years learn with the understanding that Torah Lishma is like the Nefesh HaChaim tells us, Torah L'Shem HaTorah. But here the Nefesh HaChaim adds a nekuda, a point to Torah Lishma, and that is Torah L'Shem Ahavas HaTorah, to love Torah. After the love of the Rabbi Shalom is about b'chalev, with all your heart, tefillah, love de b'chalavavchem, but it's b'chal nafshechem, the nefesh. It's through Torah. Avas HaTorah. What is Avas HaTorah? And how does one attain Ahavas HaTorah? I want to share with you a gayin, the girl. Beautiful gayin based on a medrash. Avraham Avinu was told that his children will have to go to Galus, and there they will suffer terribly. Ki ger yezaracha beretz lo lohem v'havadim v'inu oisam. But then he was promised v'achichen yetzu b'rechush gadol, that they will leave. But they will leave b'rechush gadol, with a great wealth. Simply, it means the wealth that they got in Mitzrayim when they left. They borrowed klei kesav and klei zav. And when they left and they went through Kriyas Yamsuf, there was Bizas Hayam, the money of the Mitzrayim, the rechush, the great wealth. Mitzrayim was a wealthy country, and that's the V'achar Chen Yetzu. They went with the wealth of Mitzrayim. Yet the Medrash says, V'achar Chen Yetzu b'rechush gadol zu Torah. It's not referring, Avraham Avinu wasn't promised that they would suffer in Mitzrayim and then leave with a compensation of money, but they would leave and eventually accept the rechush, the greatest wealth of all, the Heilige Torah. This explains a lot. This explains many different midrashim, just to pick two out of the many. Rashi already brings that Klal Yisrael refused the money. At first, they didn't want to take the money of Mitzrayim. Daber no be'oznei ha'am v'yishalu ish me'Yisraelu. The Rabbi Yishem tells Moshe, please, tell the Yidden to take this money. Chazal already point out, please, why did they need to be begged? Whoever needs to be begged to take money, to give money, you need to be begged. But to take money, so Chazal tell us, and Rashi brings this on the pasuk, no, they need to be asked because they requested on their end, halavai sheneitza batzmeinu, we don't want the money. Halavai, we should go out with ourselves. What does that mean? We should go out with ourselves. Why didn't they want the money? Atzmeinu, freedom. Everyone's searching freedom. What is freedom? Chazal tell us, Ein lecha ben chayrim. True freedom is elalami shaisek batayra. Halavai sheneitze. We should be free batzmeinu, ourselves. Torah ben chayrim. That we ourselves should be free through the Torah, and that should be the kiyum of the haftacha of Achichen Yetzu B'Rechush Gadol. The great wealth should refer to the Torah. They didn't want the money compensation. They wanted the real thing. They wanted the Torah. Halavai sheneitze ba'atzmeinu. That the kiyum of the haftacha should be through the Torah, and not, it should be given instead through money. With this, we could also understand the Chazal. I've said this pshat many times in the yeshiva. This year, Baruch Hashem, I found in Pekadish, Rabbi Tzalmi Valozhin already says this pshat. Chazal tell us that one of the reasons why it says no is not only because Klal Yisrael didn't want, but that the Rabbi Shalom is begging, Shelo Yomer Yis Tzaddik, that Avraham Avinu, the great tzaddik, shouldn't say, V'avod Avinu Yisem Kiyim Behem. That the Rabbi Shalom, you kept your word that you're going to torture them in Mitzrayim, and you're going to work them in Mitzrayim. But the great reward of the great rechush, the great wealth you didn't keep. Famous questions that all the Mefarshim ask. I mean, Rabbi has to keep his word anyway. Only because Avram would complain is HaKadosh Baruch Hu concerned if he should keep his Haftacha. And also, what does it mean? Shlo Yomer said tzaddik. Why is Avram Avinu called a tzaddik here? What is he complaining about Avram Avinu? Shlo Yomer, he shouldn't say. And the teretz is that the Rabbeinu Shalom actually could be Mekayim. His Haftacha of Achich and Yetzu B'chush Gadol, he could have been Mekayim it with the Torah. But Avram Avinu was asking Rabbeinu Shalom, just like the Vavod Avinu Oisam is kipshutai, is simply that they tortured them, the Achich and Yetzu B'chush Gadol should also be simply with Kesev Ezav. But Avad, the true Rechush Gadol, the real key of the Haftacha was through Torah. Because the truth is, for a Yid, that is the only true Rechush, the only true wealth. And we could add that that's Pshat Shlo Yomer, he said Tzaddik. The Tzaddik was worried that not everybody would appreciate that and understand that they went through Mitzrayim and it was so difficult, they want a money compensation. They wouldn't understand the Chashivus, that they're getting much greater than money. They're getting something more special and much more wealth than just plain money. They're getting Torah. So Shlo Yomer, that they shouldn't say. So Avram Avinu was worried as an Oisei Tzaddik. He was so concerned about how every Yid would have emunah in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So the simple, and let's say for the world who maybe won't understand that the Rabbeinu Shalom gave a tremendous wealth to Klal Yisrael, the Torah. So it shouldn't be that it should seem like he wasn't Mekayim. That the Achich Yetzer B'chush Gadol, Avram Avinu requests that it should be through monetary. But he well understood that the true compensation after so much toiling and suffering and Inui Mitzrayim would only be that Klal Yisrael through this receive the true Oisher. Torah. Every year, Simchas Torah, the Gabbai will sing a Rishus. It's a Mishaberach calling up the person who gets Chasam Torah. The words are so beautiful, so eloquent. And every year I cry. It moves me. The beauty, the emotion that this piyut, this Mishaberach, has. Mishus akela gadol hagibor. This is the Rishus l'chasim Torah. Mishus akela gadol hagibor v'anera. We ask permission from Hashem. Mishus mipaz umipninin mikara. And with the permission of the gems, the diamond Torah, we're asking permission of the diamond, the Torah. Mishus anherin akdosh v'atorah mishus shashi shivas. What are we asking? Higianu l'smaya b'simchas haTorah. The Rabbeinu Shalom has given us to reach this day, to be happy, to rejoice with the Torah. Am samech slevei nayim me'ira haneisenes chayim v'oisher. He gives life. Now we know Eitz Chayim. He gives oisher, gives wealth. V'chavay v'sifar, wealth. This moves me all the time. Wealth. What kind of wealth? Talmidei Chacham are wealthy. People who sit and learn all day. People who sit in a koil are wealthy. Hardly have money to put bread on the table. Yes, there were many Talmidei Chachamim that was Zeichel Shtei Shulchanos. The Olam Hazeh, Rabbi was Zeichel to 2 Shulchanos. He became rich, as well as he became a Gadol B'Torah. But most don't have this Shtei Shulchanos. They live poor. So what's the Oisher? What kind of wealth? And the teretz is Simchas Torah. We're identifying true wealth. We rejoice in the Torah, understanding the true meaning of wealth. What is wealth? Mipninim, Yikara, the diamond, the Torah. That's true wealth. There's an interesting Gemara. The Gemara tells us in Ksubis Afnun, the Gemara says on the Pasuk, David HaMelech says, Hoin v'oisha b'veisoi, riches in his home. It's a pasuk in Tilim Kuf Yud Beis. Hoin v'oisha b'veisoi, it's kasei medis lord. There's wealth at home, and his sitkus, his acts of righteousness, will remain forever. Simply, if someone looks at the pasuk, he would understand it to mean that someone who was rich could use his money to do tzidkis, acts of kindness, chesed. Chazal don't translate the pasuk. Chazal are not mefarish the pasuk that way. The Gemara says it's referring to Ze'akoi Seiv Torah Vim Ksuvim or Ze'aloimet Torah Melamda. Hoy v'oisher, rich, home. What's the richest at home? The house is beautiful and big. The furniture is beautiful. The wife is wearing diamonds. No, that's not what Chazal identify. Hoy v'oisher is true wealth. There's a word from Ramosha Feinstein, Zech Tzadik Levrach, the Rashiva Zatzal. It's simple. It's not very big chidushim, but it shows so much insight into the understanding of Gedolei Yisrael, of what it means, Torah, the erech, the shavius of Torah, the worth of Torah, the beauty of Torah, the feelings, the haimiyah, the longing and desire and the appreciation of Torah, that it's mipninim yikarim, mipazu mipninim yikarim. The pasuk says, Torah tzivilanu Moshe Meirasha Kilas Yaakov, a very famous pasuk, everybody knows it. Torah tzivilanu Moshe Meirasha, that it's a Yerusha, that's an inheritance. What does it mean, Torah is an inheritance? Simply, anyone who does kiruv knows that that's one of the proofs that Torah is true, that Torah is Misinai, that Torah is actually a thing that's real, because we see that it was Yerusha, was given as an inheritance, which means my father got it from his father, which got it from his father, and the Mela, we know that it happened, Maimin Har Sinai happened. That is the true pshat, Meirasha Kilas Yaakov. But the Rashiva Zatzal, Ramosha, added an interesting insight. He said that, I'll give you an example. A kala, the day of her wedding, she gets her leichters, which in Hebrew we call pamoti Shabbat, the pamotim of Shabbos, the leichters that you light the candles. She's thrilled, she's rejoiced. Now, why is she rejoiced? It's a big step in life. She's getting married, she's getting her new leichters. But what happens, says the Rashiva Zatzal, says Ramosha, that these leichters were actually not just leichters that were bought in the store, but actually it was her grandmother's leichters. Her grandmother's pamotim, that her grandmother got it from her grandmother. How much more the happy and the simcha and the appreciation to the value and the chashivus of these leichter. Torah tzivilanu Moshe Meirasha. Every Yid, when he learns, he has that appreciation that it's a Meirasha. His father learned it before him, and his grandfather, and his great-grandfather. It's dairis of our parents who are Meiser Nefesh and who have learned and appreciated the Torah, and they gave it to their children as a Yerusha, as something which is unique and special to be cherished. That's how the Rashiva looked at every piece of Gemara and every Taisus and every Rishon as a diamond, cherished, because not only he's learning it, but it was given to him by Rosh Kehilas Yaakov. The reason why this word talks to me so much, many a Shabbosim I've sat at the Shabbos table hearing from my Bubby, my grandmother, Rabbi Sivya Walkin Aleh Shalom Zechrein Levracha. She would tell us how she ran from the Nazis. Shavuos morning, they were told that the Nazis coming to take certain families. My Bubby was included. She had at the time 3 children. Her father arranged that pre-dawn morning, a horse and buggy should come and take them away to run Yiddish Fleck Masrufen, Bagambenis in the Granitzen, to steal to go through the boundaries, to run. Shavuos morning, she left with 3 children. two in her hand, one carrying, couldn't walk, the third one, with the leichters of her bubby. The leichters that were given to her, the leichters from her grandmother. And I remember listening, realizing the preciousness of what it means, the Bubba's leichters. And to the Rosh Hashiva, this was the mashal. This was the example to what Torah is and how cherished and chashuv Torah is. The Chinuch tells us that the mitzvah Sfiras HaOmer is right after the first day of Pesach, because as soon as we left Mitzrayim, we already started counting towards the great day of Kabbalas HaTorah. And the Chinuch explains, because leaving Mitzrayim, true, we became Am, we became a nation, but it wasn't complete till we were Makabel the Torah. Because we're not just an Am like all other nations, we're the Am HaTorah that identifies who we are. So at the moment we left, the first thing we did was already looking forward towards Kabbalas HaTorah. And he says that's the pshat. Tavdanas l'kim alahor hazeh. This was the most important thing. To a Yid, everything else is secondary. The tavdan that we're makabel the Torah. And the raya to this was, by Tzias Ha'am, that we're going to leave Mitzrayim and not vice versa. Should have been, we're going to leave Mitzrayim, and the proof is Kabbalas HaTorah. Says the Chinuch, it's actually the opposite. We're going to be makabel the Torah, tavdanas l'kim. And the proof to a Yid is that we're going to leave Mitzrayim. Because Iker, Hein L'cha Iker Gadol, V'inyan Gadol Hu Lahem Yoisem and Acheres Me'avdos, says the Chinuch. Mekabel the Torah is more. We make 3 brachas every morning when we learn Torah. Torah is a mitzvah. Every mitzvah has a bracha. Interestingly, the Torah has 3 brachas. A mitzvah has 1, Torah, the limud, the mitzvah has 3. Why does it have 3 brachas? And the answer, of course, is that there's more to the mitzvah of Torah than just the actual mitzvah. There's lasaik or alimud HaTorah, whichever nusach you say, there's a bracha on the mitzvah. But then there's v'haref. There's the emotions, the feelings, the love. Haref na Hashem. It's also part of what Torah is. Torah is about the love of Torah, the feelings, the sweetness that one feels when he learns Torah, how he cherishes it. When you cherish something, you want it to remain a Yerusha. So how do we show that we cherish the Torah? We ask it should be cherished and sweet, but because that's our wealth. Our wealth is that we and our children should all have this beautiful thing called Torah. But it goes deeper. Ashabach Harbon, the third bracha is Ashabach Harbon Mikol Amim and also Lanos Teirasai, that we are a nation. And our mahus, our mitzius, what kind of, we're not just a nation that learns Torah. We are the Am HaTorah. Yes, the national anthem is Nefesh Yehudi Haimiyah. But Rabbi Sai, that's the national anthem of Israel. But understand what the true Nefesh Yehudi is and what is it Haimiyah for. Otherwise, you'll search and you'll look and you'll never be happy. The Chinuch is telling us. Leaving Mitzrayim wasn't enough. It was more important to every Yid in his nefesh. Nafshi chamda b'tzel yadecha ladas kol ros saydecha. What is the nefesh chaymed? What does he long? What does he desire? He ladas kol ros saydecha, to know Torah. B'chol nafshecha, the nefesh. Chazal tell us, b'chol nafshecha afilu noitlas nafshecha, even if he takes your soul. Mesiras nefesh. Torah and the nefesh of a Yid has in it, it encompasses in the nefesh itself that it's mesiras nefesh, it's ready to give up its physical nefesh for Torah. That's part of the nefesh Yehudi. It longs for Torah, but at the same time, it also has the capability afilu noitlas nafshecha, to be moisa nefesh for Torah. And this is also given to us, Yerusha. That's part of the cherished. When you cherish something, you're ready to give up your life You're ready to be moiser nefesh and give up everything to protect, to uphold, to keep, and to make sure that it stays l'kayim la'ad. I'd love to tell you a beautiful story. My elder Zayda. Many times when it's hard to learn, life has its nisyonis, it has its tests. There are times that you're tired and you have difficulties. This works for me to give me chizuk when I realize the Yerusha of Torah, how my parents and grandparents were moiser nefesh for Torah, how they sacrificed for Torah and for love, rooted in love of Torah, that they sacrificed. I was in Eretz Yisrael, Bacha, learning the Mir Yeshiva, and as I was walking to the yeshiva one day, an Alter Yid was standing outside. I didn't know at the time who it was, but I came to learn afterwards. It was Rabbi Yosef Kayin, Zeichet Tzadik Levracha, the Av Bezin of Yerushalayim, and he requested from me that I should come inside his home and help him with his wife to get her from a bed to a wheelchair. After I did it, he asked me what my name is. So I told him, Aharon Walkin. Wow, Aharon, you have to come to my shul tomorrow for Shachris. Very important. I thought to myself, first of all, what time is Shachris? He told me, I think it was 6 in the morning. It was very early. And I thought to myself, maybe he doesn't have a minyan. And I helped him here. Maybe he needs... And I still didn't know who it was. I still didn't know who the person was. And I said, say no. Make sure. I couldn't say no. I didn't know how to say no. I ended up saying yes. I took the bus from Sanhedrin Muchevet, where I used to dorm, and I started traveling early in the morning towards the shul. Harry Fischel, he was the Rav of Harry Fischel. I walk into the base medrash, and I see there's 8 Eden over there. And I think to myself, that's it, it's about a minyan. He doesn't have a minyan, and he woke me up at 5 in the morning to travel. It wasn't about a minyan. He calls me over, and he says, come here, I want you to meet somebody. And he pulls me over to the Mizrach, where an Alter Yid was standing, aristocratic, distinguished Yid. I found out later he was a professor in college, Jewish professor in college. And he told me, and Rabbi Kain brought me over to this Yid, and he says, you know who this younger man is? Aharon Walkin. I saw his demeanor changed. Aharon Walkin Zayarav Shali was my Rav. Ani Pinskaya, I'm a Pinsker. And he starts telling me that he was there with the Rav, with my Elta Zayda, to the last minute before the Nazis took him away. What was the story? And he tells me a story. He says there was a tremendous mesiras nefesh that your Zayda had. The Nazis were known, it was already known that they were coming a few months before they actually came into Pinsk. And the Zayda, the Rav, he went into hiding, knowing that he would be the first to be shipped away. But when he heard that they stopped the davening and the learning, they told that no one's allowed to go to the shuls. The Zayda sprung into action with mesiras nefesh, and he decided that he's going to go from home to home, dressed as a Polish farmer. He hid his beard, he put on a kasketl, and he went from house to house where he knew there were bachrim with a petition they should sign that they would come together in a particular house and learn and daven, even if it meant to go al Kiddush Hashem, to die for this cause. And the Beis Aharon, the Alter Zayda, promised that he would be Beroisham, he would be at the head, he would be in that shul, in that house, and he himself would daven and give the shiurim. This person told me that his mother said no. She refused. She told him that he shouldn't sign. And he said, I wasn't going to sign because my mother convinced me that if we behaved and if we did what the Nazis wanted, they wouldn't kill us. We were foolish. We didn't realize at the time that it wouldn't have made a difference. But then all of a sudden he says, Zayda started to cry. Tears of love of Torah. It started to flow. And it came onto my lapel of my jacket. And I signed. I couldn't say no. Nefesh Yehudi Haimiyah. When it sees Ahavas HaTorah, when it sees true love, the expression through tears, through emotion, it responds in kind. It responds in the same that also it's moiser nefesh, with love, for the love of Torah. And he signed. And he said that till today, when he learns and he davens, the warmth of those tears, he still feels on his jacket. That's what he told me. He said that he was there, and the Zayda was there till the last day when they stopped this whole minyan, this whole shir of Bachrim, and the Zayda was taken away. This is our heritage. Ahavas HaTorah. This is what every Yid Meirasha gives over. And even if he doesn't feel it, and even if he doesn't know it, it's there. It's the nefesh haimiyah of every Yid, of every Jew. There are times where it's not apparent and it's not clear. There are times that the nisyonos hachayim, the tests of life, don't let it blossom and come and spring forth, and we don't see it, but it's there deep in every nefesh Yehudi. Lodas, koros, to know the Rabbi Shalom's Torah. That's what every Yid is searching for. Over the years, I've been asked, Bachrim, I have a big connection with a lot of Bachrim and through the yeshiva, Avas HaTorah, but if I don't have it, how do I attain it? How do I get it? You speak about Avas HaTorah all the time. Chabas nishta. So I answer them with a vart from Rabbi Yalopian, Zeichet Tzadik v'Kodesh L'Vracha, that Reb Shalom Shvadron, Zeichet Tzadik L'Vracha, used to say over all the time, and I heard from him, from his mouth. I believe it portrays properly, perfectly, exactly the yesod, the concept of everything we spoke today in this shir. The Mishnah in Ovis says, Kachi Darka, this is the way of Torah, the way of Torah. Pas b'melech teichal, mayim amsura tishta, b'alarz tisha, v'chayit tzar tichya. Pas, bread, b'melech, with salt, teichal, you should eat. Mayim, water, amsura, measured, you should drink. Alarz tisha, you sleep on the floor, v'chayit tzar tichya, and a life of pain you will live. B'Torah ta'amel, but you're toiling in Torah. Imat ha'isakain, if you do this, if you do all the above, you'll have very good in this world and in the next world. You'll have it good in this world. Which part of this Mishnah is a good life? Who would sign up to this? It's everything the exact opposite of the ideal of what people live for. They live to have a house and to have food. You're right, you can come and tell me you'll have oilam haba. Ashrecha ba'olam haba. But ashrecha ba'olam hazeh, said Rabbi Yalopian with a mashal, still remember, still ringing in my ears the way Reb Shalom Shvadron Zeichet Tzadik L'Vracha used to say over the mashal so eloquently, so powerful. He gave a mashal of a person who picks up a brochure for a retreat, for a vacation. He's looking to go on vacation, so somebody recommends him a brochure. He takes the brochure, and he's imagining, let's see what's the big vacation ahead of me. And he sees that the front page promises that it should be the vacation of a life. It's going to be something that will be memorable, and it's going to be something that he never experienced. Unbelievable. Well, he opens up the first page looking, all right, let's see what kind of cuisine is going to be there. Let's see the food, the menu. He looks, pas b'melech teichal. They're going to give you bread, and they'll be kind enough to add some salt to it. Okay? Is it going to be fresh? It depends on what you want. We can give you 5 styles of bread. We can give you alte bread. We could give you dry bread. Yeah? Not rye bread, but dry bread. We'll give you all types of bread. This is a joke. It's got to be something's kidding, right? Okay. Let's turn to the second page. He turns to the second page, thinking, all right, let me hear the bar. Okay, the cuisine doesn't sound very appetizing. What about the bar? The drinking. Mayim amsura tishta. You'll drink water, but not just a full glass. Bamsura, we're going to measure it. We wouldn't, chas v'sholom, give you a full cup. What are you talking about? Okay, you know what? Maybe the food and the drink is schwach. It's weak. But how about the lodgings? How about where we're going to sleep? Double beds, right? Queen-size beds and luxurious mattresses, water beds. The taivas of Olam Hazeh. No. What you're going to have is Aloretz Tishan. We're not even going to give you a bed. You'll sleep on the floor. Oh, it doesn't make sense. What's going on? What are you talking about? And then he says, you know what? How about the activities? The tennis, with golf. No. Chayitzar tichya. We're not giving you any chayitzar. How about, what am I going to do? Torah to Amel. Yeah. And then he writes at the end, Ashrecha, you'll have the greatest vacation you ever had. What's he talking about? How are you selling this? What are you selling that this would be the most marvelous? Ashrecha ba'ilam hazeh, you'll have the most enjoyment. And the teretz is, says Rabbi Yelal Pian, and a chanami. That's why the Mishnah says, Imata oisakain. If you do this, I can't explain to you. There's nothing that I could do that I could reason with you that you should understand and comprehend the oisher, the richness, the beauty of the vacation you will have if you have Darka Shel Torah, Paspa Mel Toichel, Mayim Suratishta, Aloretz Tishon. But I know that it's true. Tamu Ru'u, Kitoiv Hashem. You taste it, and you'll see it's Ashrecha. This is what brings happiness. This is what brings happiness. But if I can't explain it, and the answer is because it's not explainable. Only the Nefesh Yehudi, Haimiyah, this is what it searches, this is what it longs for, this is what makes him happy. I could just ask of you. I can't explain to you Avas HaTorah. I could tell you that it exists. Try it. Himata Oisakain. You'll see that it's Ashrecha. That this is the greatest wealth. This is the greatest happiness. Hamsameches Lev Einayim Me'irais.